Whether it's tornadoes, floods, or fires, disaster can strike here anytime. That's why the American Red Cross is preparing for disasters here in Central Texas today. Now, here to talk about preparing for the worst is Bristol Bowen with the Central Texas Red Cross. And good morning to you, Bristol.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in.
Of course.
Of course, this interview is timely because we talked about a couple of the risks that we can see: wildfires, hurricanes, and this is all sort of the season for that.
That's right. Here in Central Texas, we're susceptible to a lot of types of severe weather, and weather that could cause a disaster that would affect our community. That's why today, Red Cross volunteers across the state of Texas are getting together in their individual communities and doing a disaster drill that will allow us to put the skills to work that will allow our volunteers to step into action immediately if severe weather causes some sort of disaster like a flood, tornado, wildfire here in our community.
Perfect. So, of course, now hurricane season is upon us. We're in Central Texas, though. We're not on the coast, so a lot of people may say, why should we care? What are you guys focusing on locally in terms of hurricane preparation?
Well, if a hurricane strikes the Gulf Coast, there's a lot of kind of residual severe weather that could cause lightning storms, thunderstorms, flooding here in Central Texas. So we want to make sure that families are prepared, that they have a disaster kit in their home, that they have a plan to evacuate their home if they do experience an emergency, and that they have the ability to stay informed. And that means kind of staying connected to emergency services, watching social media, getting the Red Cross apps on your mobile phone so you're getting those emergency alerts, watches, and warnings if we get severe weather in your neighborhood.
And something you may not immediately think about is we are kind of responsible for sheltering the people on the coast when they have to evacuate, right?
That's right. We have a point-to-point agreement with the Gulf Coast, so we could see as many as 25,000 evacuees in the event of a hurricane here in the Central Texas area.
Incredible. So tell us a little bit about that event today. You mentioned it briefly, but where is it and what exactly will you guys be doing?
American Red Cross volunteers are getting together in North Austin at Hill Country Bible Church, and they're practicing all of the roles that are involved in sheltering. So setting up a shelter, registration, feeding, dormitory management, all of those skills that may get a little rusty when we don't have disasters, and we certainly hope that we don't need to put those to use anytime soon. But if we do, we want to make sure that all of our volunteers are ready.
Of course. And I saw also that you guys are going to be active on social media during the event today, on Twitter, namely. Tell me about that a little bit.
We have what are called digital volunteers. We call them digivols, and they use Twitter and Facebook to kind of look out for emergency messages, listen to the community, and answer questions about how people can stay safe, be better prepared, and where they can get help.
Incredible. So, of course, if you want to be a Red Cross volunteer, you can go to redcross.org, /Austin, right?
Right?
And how long is that process? Is it pretty easy?
It's a pretty quick process. There's an easy application, and then we do a background check, and you start your orientation, and you're ready to go.
Sounds great. Of course, Bristol Bowen, thank you so much for coming in. We will have all this information on kxan.com along with this interview, and if you want to head out to that event, of course, it is the Hill Country Bible Church on Highway 620 going on until 2:15 today.